old were you in 1939 when the war began?
Well, I was born in 1933, so I was at 3. I was like about 5, huh? Can you?
Yeah, 6.
I was like about
5 or
5.
6.
Yeah.
And where were you living at that time?
I was living there on 250th Street, and my friends were living across. They were Japanese people, and they just took them and put them in a truck, just like cattle. You know, they couldn't take anything with them, just I think their clothing. And then what they did was strew everything out of their house onto the sidewalk.
Wow.
Yeah, they threw everything. So people went to get it, all their belongings. You know, they just dumped everything.
Yeah.
It was so sad.
And those were like your best friends, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you still friends with them today?
Well, you know what? Most of them have died.
Yeah.
I only have like one left that's living, and they all went to Narbonne High School.
Oh.
And then you went to Lomita Magnet?
Yeah, that's where we went, and then let's see. After that, how was it going? I can't remember how old we were when we went to high school.
That's okay. And when is your birthday?
June 30th.
What were your initial thoughts about the war?
What was it? Oh, it
Your-
was terrible. I didn't. Well, we were all scared, you know. It was terrifying. It was terrifying. We'd hear something, it would all hide, you know. We were so scared.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Plus, at such a young age too.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
We were
it's
young
just-
at that age. You
And
know.
that affects like your school
Oh,
life and home life.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Were you close with anyone that fought in the war?
No.
What was Lomita like during the war?
It was sort of like quiet then because, you know, a lot of people have went away, the farmers and everything, so everything was kind of, you know, in a standstill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were lucky if you got, one of my friends got somebody to take care of their home, and then they got to, when they came back, then they could live in it, yeah. And a lot of people used to, they hid their money, they dug a hole and hid their money, stuff like that, yeah.
That's crazy.
Right, it was, a lot of people, they lost everything.
Yeah.
They lost everything, yeah.
And they couldn't take anything with them either.
Yeah. It was so sad.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had to witness
Yeah,
that.
and then like they gave him like $20,000 just because of what happened, but that doesn't, you know.
That doesn't
No.
make up for the time they lost.
Mm-hmm. It was so sad.
How did the economy or society change throughout the war?
Oh, they rationed everything. They used to they used to get like stamps, you know. It depend on the family, how many siblings there were,
Yeah.
and then they used to give like little books like that, and then like they lot of they ration like the flour mostly and the sugar and things like that, you know. And so then, yeah, and some other things I guess it was, but yeah, people didn't have much of anything.
And you had a big family.
Yeah, didn't much of anything, and I always used to like my parents worked, so we used to just go. I used to go all over Lomita, and I would befriend people, you know. And I went to this. My brother and I were just walking, and we saw this lady, and then she had a cow, and she says, "Hi, where are you from?" "Oh, we just live around the corner." "Oh yeah, come on." And then she befriended us and everything, and then she says, you're a lot of the family, aren't you? And I said, yeah. She said, do you think your mother would give me some stamps, like sugar stamps and flour, and I'll give you something for it. And she said, go ask your mother. And we didn't ask my mother, we would take them. We'd take them. We took them and we give them to that lady, and then she in return would give us things to eat.
That the war, in a sense, brought you guys together as a community?
I don't think so. You know, no, not really.
Do you think it did the opposite, bring you further apart, or it just didn't affect that?
It didn't affect that
Yeah.
in that way. No, because people were really, really nice people.
Yeah.
Lomita was a really nice town to
It was
live.
It
'cause
was much larger too, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was so nice.
How did school change during the war?
It didn't change. I don't think it didn't change. It didn't change the school at all.
Did you experience any rationing of food, supplies, or other commodities during the war?
Well, yeah, like I said, you know,
Stamps.
they gave us a stamp so we could, you know, you could only buy so much.
Was that hard on your family since it was so big?
Not really. My mother would, you know, she would make it. She would probably cook beans and stuff and make tortillas.
Ooh.
And then, yeah.
And what was your most powerful memory during the war?
The most was when I saw all the belongings of my friends that were thrown all over, you know, the sidewalk. Piles of it. It was piles of it. But I just saw I just saw through the window what they were doing. My mother didn't let us go out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was your biggest struggle during this period?
I think probably food, probably.
Yeah.
That you couldn't get this, you couldn't get that, you know. But then we had the house that we lived in. We had a big yard, and my parents, they grew vegetables, and you know what cactus is? We used to eat that.
Wow.
Yeah, we used to eat that. And then people, you know, they used to, like, there was 3 families, 3 homes there. One is still standing, and we used to always get together and share things, you know, and we have a lot of fun because we didn't have no TV or anything. So what we used to do, my dad played the mandolin, and he used to play the mandolin, and we would sing, and they would tell us spooky stories, and then we didn't want to come in the house. It's scary, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you and those around you react when the Executive Order 9066 went into effect?
Went to effect?
Yeah. Where they ordered that the Japanese have to leave, even though they're citizens.
You know what? We really didn't know until the last minute. No. Till you know.
Yeah.
And I don't think they didn't know it either, or else I guess they would have been prepared, huh?
Yeah.
But no, they didn't know it either. It just came and got them.
So like a shock to everyone.
Yeah. It was a big shock.
Yeah.
Were there any significant events you remember during the war?
No, not really, because we weren't allowed to go out, because my mother was afraid something would happen to us, so we could go.
And what were you saying about?
Oh, okay, when my parents, you know, they both worked, so my brother and I would walk to Pacific Coast Highway and across, and at that time there wasn't any homes over there, you know, but there was hills like this. And what we would do, my brother and I would sit there, almost all day, and pick up shells from. They used to practice over there, you know, I don't know if it was the army or what it was. We used to practice over there.
So you pick up the bullet shells?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it like a military zone over there?
I don't remember, but I know they would practice over there. I don't think it was a military zone there.
And
Maybe it was in San Pedro that they come from. I don't know. But yeah, it was neat.
Wow.
Nobody would ever think of kidnapping us. There wasn't any, you know, people like that.
Yeah.
So we were pretty safe.
Mhm.
Yeah. At that time.
Did your mom know that you were there?
No. We would sneak over there and go.
Do you remember where you were and what was happening when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor?
No. I knew it happened, but I don't remember.
Do you remember your parents' reactions, or what did you think of that when that happened?
Oh, when
When
Pearl Harbor got bombed. At that time, I think it was. I don't remember what year was that? I was young.
it was, I believe, we have it written down somewhere. I'll go look.
Actually, it was a little.
It was later on in the war, maybe around.
We would hear it in the news all the time, in the radio. But my mother was scared to let us go out at you know, after that happened. Afraid somebody might take us or so.
That was
Yeah.
in 1941.
1941.
So
See.
you were still
So
very
you're still young.
like
Yeah.
8.
Do you remember where you were for VE Day? When
Victory Day in Europe.
Oh, when it was Victory that day, it was over.
No.
No, we still was in Lomita, but I don't remember.
Was there a sense of relief when the war was over?
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And do you remember anything about the bombing of Hiroshima or Nagasaki?
No.
Okay.
Did you feel that as Lomita citizens you had a well awareness of what was happening overseas, or was it kind of like blindsided?
No, it was kind of like hush hush, you know. You
Yeah.
would say, you know.
It just
No,
wasn't something you talked
no,
about.
people didn't talk about those
Yeah.
things.
Wow. Next question.
And what?
The next one.
And how did you or those around you feel about Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, and Benito Mussolini?
How did we feel about it? I think I was too young to realize what was happening. Yeah.
Was there any negative feelings that you remember, like your parents feeling or those around you, of like the Japanese internment, or
Oh yeah, of course we were bitter because
yeah,
we were, you know, we always had Japanese friends. And yes,
yeah, so like bitter kind
Yeah.
of resentment a little bit.
yeah, we thought it was a terrible thing that they did to them, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have any warning or anything.
Mhm.
They really didn't have any warning. They just took them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it seem that the war changed Lomita to become more industrial?
No.
No.
Mm.
And did you notice a rise of the population after the war in Lomita?
No, No, it was about the same thing.
And how did you see the society's view of Japanese Americans and citizenship change from the war to now?
To now? Oh, some people are they were still bitter about it, you know. Of course, you know. But most of those have already died. Like my old friends and their parents, I knew them. They were really still bitter about it. You know, they said this should have happened, you know. Yeah.
And how did the war impact your entire life?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we were just always sad about it, you know. It is, yeah.
It was a hard time.
Yeah, everybody had a hard time. Uh-huh.
When the Japanese were, like when Executive Order 9066 ended and the Japanese were allowed to return, did a lot of them return to Lomita?
Yeah, and they were very prejudiced. I remember when we got married, you know, we had the money to buy a home, but they wouldn't sell it to us in Torrance. Torrance was a real prejudiced place.
Wow.
And we went, you know, the homes by, let's see, across from the Civic Center and across, what is that? By the little company of Mary. We went over there and we wanted to buy a home, you know, and nobody would come, you know. They would just bypass us, you know.
Wow.
Finally, this man says, "I'm sorry, but my boss doesn't want to sell to Japanese people."
Wow.
So we could never buy it, a home, and we had a hard time when we got married to rent a place, because they would see me, okay, but the minute they saw my husband, they said no.
That's
Wow.
so sad.
For the longest time.
Yeah, because there was
Really
still that
prejudiced.
resentment from the war.
Yeah, they didn't have any Japanese in Taurus, and black people too. Especially black people was really bad. They didn't want them in Torrance at all. Mm-hmm.
That's so sad.
That's
Did
Yeah.
your husband like face a lot throughout the early parts of his life of prejudice, just for being Japanese?
He got mad about it when he got
Yeah.
mad, you know. What can you do?
Mm-hmm.
Finally, when we got married, we went to Hawthorne. There was this man that had just built apartments. He was a single man, and we told him the story that they wouldn't want to rent to us because he was Japanese. And then he says, "Oh," he said, "I have nothing against that," and he rented us a place.
Wow.
and then
But any other place, no. Anywhere, even in Hawthorne, wherever you take, they would rent to us.
So you saw that after even the war, there was still a period of
Oh
time.
yes, for the longest time. Oh yeah.
When did you start seeing, do you remember when you started to see like that prejudice diminish and it not be such a big deal to people?
I don't remember it, you know. It was because I got married in 57, maybe in the late 60s.
Wow.
Uh,
So it took about 20 years
yeah,
for people to fully accept the fact that
I know.
Japanese Americans were citizens.
Uh-huh.
That's so sad.
They wouldn't accept them at all.
Yeah, we see the prejudices of war that like ruin a nation years after.
Even when we bought the house where I live now, this man, he's German, you know, he's a German man, and he didn't like it that we bought a house there. Even the German people didn't like Japanese either.
Wow.
And finally we got friends with him, and he's one of our best friends now. But yeah, before, oh no, you know.
Yeah. Was that another issue, like, among society, Germans too?
Yeah.
Tension?
And even when we moved from Lomita to Torrance, to 18th Street, and people were prejudiced then too.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. So it was mostly, it sounded like in Lomita it was mostly a concern of with the Japanese Americans.
Yeah.
Rather than like the German. That was more in Europe.
Yeah.
So.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever encounter that issue in Lomita? Like the prejudice against Jews too?
No.
No? Yeah.
There was.
That's good. What about in school with the Japanese?
Oh, we have this good friend that he's still a survivor. Their family was well known. It's a Wada family, and they had a lot of money and all that kind of stuff. And he said when he came back from where he was, and he says that he was so afraid. He went to Narbonne school, and he was so afraid to go there because he was afraid that nobody would like him. Uh-huh.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
But he still had to worry about that.
But he survived, and he joined the football.
Oh.
And I guess he was, pretty good in that and different things, so he survived it.
Yeah.
But he said it was a real scary thing, to come back to school and know that everybody's looking at you.
Yeah.
Did your friends come back when they came back? Was it the same situation for them where they were just stared at?
Yeah. But then they all used to hang around together, so they didn't care much. They go well.
Yeah. Was your family, because you seemed very, your family seemed very close with a lot of Japanese families.
Oh yeah.
Was that just custom to your family? Was that a little unique that your family, as a Caucasian family, was close with the Japanese? Or?
I think because my father was a farmer.
Oh, wow.
And we were among the Japanese people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Did the discrimination against your husband ever make you want to move even out of state?
No.
No?
We just, gotta shrug it. That's all. That's all you can do. You just shrug.
And I know you mentioned that your husband's family got $20,000 or something?
If you lived in Hawaii, you didn't get that 20,000.
Oh.
What do you call that? Oh my God. There's a name for that they got.
Yeah.
What is that?
I know what you're talking about too.
I can't say it.
Reparation? I don't say that.
Was it reparation?
There was a specific name for
Yeah,
what they were
there was-
paid
Yeah,
as a.
there was a specific name for that.
Yeah, it was. We'll find that.
Yeah.
But as the
But-
as like an apology kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess the survivors got $20,000 each, but of course it was they had already deceased. They get nothing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So your husband's family didn't get that. because-
No,
Yeah.
because he's from Hawaii. But like I say, he didn't let him come over here, huh?
Yeah.
He had to stay over there.
Mhm. And it was mostly in California.
In California was
Yeah.
most of them.
And how is your life now?
My life is good now.
And you mentioned you work at Torrance High.
Yes.
And what do you do?
Food service. It's what they call food service.
We'll have to say hi to you next time.
Yeah, say hi. Food
And
service.
you brought a book for us?
Yeah, my girlfriend gave me that book. If you guys want to borrow it or copy it, you're welcome to it.
Oh, thank you.
And
Is-
then you can give it back to me, whenever you finish.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, thank you. And then
Thank you so much.
is there anything you wanted to point out to us in this book?
No, yeah, I guess you'll see. Yeah.
Thank you.
But like I say, the only thing was the one that was across the street from the school that I told you, that railroad track,
Yeah.
and all those little houses there, like bungalows. We used to live there.
And are there any additional stories or anything you'd like to say relating to the war or your experience in Lomita then or now?
No, not really. The only thing is that there used to be a lot of mom and pop stores there, and the one we used to go to is the one on 250th Street. There used to be a man there, and his name was Bill, and I used to hang around with his daughter Her name was Bonnie, and then the mother, I forgot what the mother's name was, but they were really nice people. They used to just, let you, buy things like on credit.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know something funny?
Yeah.
My neighbor next door, they had money, and they were farmers and they had farms. And she would always tell me, "Oh, go over there and charge a pie for me," and everything. They knew me because they would, she would send me a lot. And one day, my sister and I, we're Catholics, so we had to go to catechism 3 times a week. And then my sister told me, she goes, go over there and tell Bill you want to charge for ice cream. and I said, "Oh, Bill, Betty said that she wants to charge for ice cream." "Oh, sure." And then he put it on the bill.
Oh
You
no!
charged your friend?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did they ever find out or ask you about it?
No, we never told them. They just paid it. We never did it again. And my mother only knew we'd really get a licking for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never did it again.
Yeah.
Did it.
That's
They were
funny.
really, really nice people. But I had a lot of friends there too. They went to middle school, and it seems like everyone worked at that time, even the parents. And she used to always like, "You want to come over to my house?" I said, "Sure, I'll come over to your house." But I love to go over there because they had a bunch of goodies. They had a bunch of goodies. Yeah.
That's
And
probably nice.
And of course, we didn't have no refrigerators and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so we had the iceman used to come and bring ice to us. And we had those stoves that were wood burning stoves, and that's what we used.
wow.
And then if we wanted to iron our clothes, we had an iron that you had to put on the stove to make it hot, and then you would iron your clothes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Times have changed so
Oh,
much.
I know. Yeah, that's how we did it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then if you want to wash the clothes, you would have to get a big tub, and you boil the clothes. Boil everything, and then you would get like I don't know what you call that now. A washboard, yeah, and you had to wash your clothes with that.
Wow.
The ones that didn't have any money though, the ones that didn't have it, the ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
And you mentioned that a lot of your friends were Japanese, right?
Yes.
Were you looked differently upon because of who you were friends with?
No, you know that.
Wow.
Really no.
Wow.
They were. But I still remember that day. Like I say, most of my friends were. I've only had one friend that's still surviving. That's it. All of them have died already. Yeah. But they had a rough life.
Yeah, they did.
And that one, the one that was my best friend, Sachi, her mother was a farmer, and she's used to that raised the strawberries and the cucumbers and stuff. And then when my girlfriend died, I took care of her for the longest time because nobody wanted to take care of her.
That's so nice of you.
I took care of her for years.
Wow.
She was nice to me too.
Would they ever tell you stories or talk about what happened after they were taken away?
They didn't really wanted to forget about it, so they really didn't say too much.
Yeah, that's understandable.
They wanted to just forget all that. If you ask them, but I hardly asked them because it was a sad thing. They didn't want, because they were separated. My girlfriend's, her father went to another camp.
So they were separated?
Yes.
Wow.
They didn't care. They just, you go here, you go there. And
Like they didn't even treat them as citizens.
no,
At all.
they didn't. But after a while, they said, my girlfriend told me that they had kind of fun together because they play together and you know, try to forget about what happened. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.